All right, so if you're watching this video, you probably know who Dan Bilzerian is. If you don't, or maybe if you're unsure, I'll give you a little bit of a recap. So Dan Bilzerian has been around for a few years now. He's a very famous influencer. He's a guy who got very rich from playing poker and other endeavors, and now when he's on Instagram, he's posting pictures of himself with guns on yachts and with a lot of hot women. Sometimes they're naked or half naked or in bikinis. And so he really portrays this crazy lifestyle that from the interviews that I've watched, he actually lives. So it's very entertaining to watch this guy and to see the pictures that he posts. And a lot of guys, look at him like, oh, he's the man and he's got a crazy lifestyle and all these women around him. Some people think he's a douchebag and say negative things. Either way, this video is not really to categorize him in any way, but to give you an understanding of a secret of why he's getting so many women. Now, a lot of guys, without understanding or just, looking at some pictures and seeing what's going on, they assume that it's money. Now, listen, I'm not going to disregard that fact. Of course, having lots of money and being rich absolutely helps, and it is getting him to the point where he does have, 10 hot models around him. But there's something specific that he's doing that I actually heard him say in an interview, which of course makes perfect sense, that is allowing him to be able to get these girls besides the money factor. So here's how it's working, first of all. First of all, he's created this lifestyle, right? He's got a lot of money, and however he does it, I'm sure through connections or just being famous and women seeing that he's famous and they want to chase that fame, he's able to gather a lot of these very beautiful women around him and do it in fun places. So he's always setting up trips and doing this fun stuff and making it really fun for women to want to join, okay? So, and then of course, getting them to enjoy being naked and having fun and doing all that stuff that kind of goes with it if you see what Dan Bilzerian's all about. So yes, he's set up his lifestyle this way. And I know that a lot of guys watching this are probably not going to be able to set up their lifestyle this way, and that's okay. So the point of this video and the secret that I'm about to get to doesn't necessarily have to do with the lifestyle itself. It's more about the idea of him setting up the lifestyle. So let's go deeper. What he's doing is he's gathering a lot of women in a very fun place, and he's making it, and this is his words, by the way, he's making it so the ratio is always a lot of women to just a little bit of men. Okay, so a lot of women to a little bit of men. So there's only going to be him and a few of his buddies, and then surrounded by lots of women. Okay, so again, of course, the lifestyle is what's drawing them in. But he said in the interview, when he's doing this, when he's getting to the point where he's actually sleeping with the women or dating the women or doing whatever it is, one of the reasons is because there's really just a few men around. So what ends up happening is these women are chasing for his attention. So just imagine, right? Just pure logic here. If you're in a room and you're with 30 women and there's only 5 guys, and these women are single and they want to be with the guy, you have a very good chance of being with any of those women, but you even have a bigger chance because more will be fighting for your attention because there's only a few of you. Now, at the end of the day, it's not just that simple, right? You can't just be in a room with 30 women and you and a couple guys. There has to be something about you. The good news is, no, you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be super good looking. But at the end of the day, you do have to be somewhat charismatic, right? You do have to understand the principles of attraction. You have to understand how to talk to girls. You have to understand how to be charismatic. You have to be comfortable around women. If none of those things are existing, it's still going to be hard for you to be able to attract women. So I'm going to be going deeper into that concept in my program called Hooked. You can check that out at getherhooked.com. There's a link in the description down below that teaches you how to be that charismatic, fun guy. Here's the thing though. It's still just not about that. You need to learn how to set this up, right? You who's watching this, odds are you're not very rich. You don't have a yacht. You don't have a crazy playboy lifestyle like Dan Bilzerian or any of these other big male influencers. And that's totally okay. You can still tap into this secret without having that. And so the way you're going to do this is by building up a social circle. So let me put a pin in that for 1 second. We'll come back to that. You have to understand that when you are surrounded by women or have women around you that you are friends with, you're creating what's called social proof. Of course, Dan Bilzerian has created that to an ultimate degree. You can actually do that too. As long as you have a social circle of women around you, or you surround yourself by women that either you're friends with or maybe even dating, and other women see that, they assume, wow, there's something about this guy that must be interesting because other women are attracted to him. Okay, this is called pre-selection. This is a term used in old pickup artist days. We can even say this is kind of related to evolutionary biology or psychology. The idea that women see you with other women and they assume that you have good mating potential, therefore then become attracted to you. So it's kind of like this status thing. All right, so now let's rewind and go back to what I was saying earlier. This idea of creating a social circle. It's not easy because it takes time, but in theory, it is easy. All you have to do is make sure that you're meeting women when you're going out, friend zoning them, and always inviting them out to events and parties, right? So easy in theory. The only hard part is this takes a little while. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is not something that happens overnight. But the good news is once you have this going, once it's flowing, it just becomes very easy and natural, and there's not much work to do after the fact, meaning after you've built the social circle. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to be go out to bars. You're going to be even online dating. If you get on some dates and it just doesn't work out with the girl, but you say, hey, let's remain friends, even though there's not a connection here. Maybe you already have some girlfriends. Either way, any of those options of getting women to hang out with you so you can invite them out to things that you're doing. And we'll come back to how to do that in just a second. But you're inviting them out to things you're doing. And so you're getting a lot of leads. You're friend zoning a lot of leads. Like a lot of women are coming in, and you're not going to be hitting on them. You're not going to be trying to sleep with them or anything like that. You're just going to keep them around for the fun things that you're doing so you have a lot of people to invite out. So let's say you go to a bar and you do, I don't know, few approaches, you're talking to some girls. You don't need to be hitting on them. Yes, you need to be charismatic and interesting and fun. And I talk about that, like I said, in my Hooked program. But you got to get to that point where you say, hey, you girls are cool. This is fun. I usually host events. I have people over at my place. I invite people out to bars and things. Let me grab your number. We should all hang out sometime. 9.9 times out of 10, the woman is just going to agree. She's going to be totally cool with it. Give her number. You'll have situations where they might flake and may not respond to you, but that's where this becomes a numbers game, and that's the reason why it takes kind of a while, because not every woman, even though if they're giving you their number or agreeing to see you again, doesn't necessarily mean they will. So you're going to have to go through a lot. I know this sounds like, man, is this worth it? This is a lot of work. Well, here's the thing. I do think it's worth it because at the end of the day, it's so much easier to find someone to meet and attract a woman when you're already doing it through a social circle setting. So if you don't have that social circle already and you create one of these, it makes it so much easier for you in the long run. It's like you do the hard work now, get through it, and then boom, profit. So what I want you to do is you're going to become now what I call the leader or the creator of events, okay? And this is super simple, and it seems like crazy how well it works, even though you're not doing anything too crazy. So let's say you've now gathered a lot of numbers over the course of the few weeks and you're starting to meet cool people and you're ready to invite them out somewhere. All you got to do is find a happy hour, find a bar, find somewhere fun in the city, and then just text everyone and have them come. Now, not everyone's going to come. Some are going to be busy. Some will make it. Some won't, whatever. Tell them to invite their girlfriends. Tell them to come. And so that's it. You're just saying, hey, let's meet at this location. So it makes it seem like it's this crazy event when really it's just you inviting people out to a location to have a good time. And then when you're there, introducing everyone to each other and just enjoying the time spent with all these new people. Here's the thing though. Don't do this with like you and one other guy buddy where you invite 30 girls out or even 10 girls out to a bar and they're like, what's going on? I know I said earlier you need a good ratio, but it can't be too drastic or else the girls are going to be like, well, there's literally no guys here. It's just a bunch of us girls. This is kind of strange. So make the ratio a little bit better in terms of, maybe 3-to-1 to give you an idea, right? 3-to-1 women to men. So it's not so uneven, but at the same time, it gets to the point where it's beneficial for you and the guys that you're with, okay? So let me just recap what's happening here. The secret that we're tapping into is the idea that you are the creator of events, you're hosting things, you're inviting lots of women out, and it's going to be easy for them to want to like you because they're going to be chasing for your attention because the ratio that you've created, okay? So yeah, it's not necessarily Dan Bilzerian style on yachts doing crazy things, but it's a similar style to what he's doing here. And it does work. It just takes time to be able to have a lot of leads, go through the numbers, and make this actually work for you. And also, I know for a lot of guys, it might be thinking, Tripp, I can't even go and approach one girl. You're telling me to approach multiple girls and create this whole social circle. I don't even know how to talk to girls to get them even interested in a normal conversation, let alone a flirty conversation. No worries. That's where my Hooked program comes in. So if you want to learn how to talk to girls and generate attraction and pull those little emotional triggers that are going on in her brain that says, oh, wow, this guy is someone I can be attracted to, that's all in the Hooked program. So you got to go to getherhooked.com or just go to the link in the description down below. You'll see the link right there. And that will teach you step by step how to be able to go out and meet these women and how to be able to get them interested in you in a way that is more than just a friend. Now, I know I said earlier you want to friend zone some of these girls. That's fine. You're going to friend zone them. They still might like you. They're going to be coming around, bringing their friends around because they're interested in you when you guys are out and about and doing these events. So again, check out that program. It's going to help you out tremendously. I hope this makes sense now. It's not just all about money and looks, or at least to be able to have a lot of women in your life. Good luck, and I'm sure I will hear from you in the comments.